A very good afternoon to all of you, friends, colleagues, and students who have joined this webinar. So I'm Dr. Sunanda Bharti, and I'll be the moderator for this webinar today. The title of the webinar, as you all know, is Role of Young Advocates in ADR, that is Alternative Disputes Resolution. And the guest speaker for today is an inspirational woman and a young achiever. I'm not saying this because she has been my trainer and she's now a good friend too, but primarily because her resume is truly awe-inspiring. Ladies and gentlemen, Advocate Iram Majid. So Iram, welcome. Thank you for joining, and thank you for so graciously accepting this invitation in one go. I think I should, before we start, actually, I should spend perhaps 1 or 2 minutes in just telling the viewers and the listeners to the general progression about this webinar, or basically the general idea with which we have started this webinar. So we plan to wrap up the webinar within 1 hour 15 minutes. And basically the first half of the webinar would be devoted to presentation by the speaker, and that is how we have planned. And the latter half would be reserved for question and answers. So all the participants, attendees would be in mute situation, but your Q&A dialog box would be very much active, question and answer dialog box, which I suggest and I strongly recommend that you make use of that dialog box to the best of your capacity. And as soon as a question pops up, a relevant question pertaining to the topic, of course, pops up in your head, you just key it in before it slips out of your mind. So yes, question and answer dialog box is there with you. And for the rest, those who cannot, for some reason, be a part of this webinar, you have this Facebook live streaming that is going on. So you can see it on the Facebook Live. We are live on Facebook on Law Center 1 webinars. So, Iram,
yes.
Before we start, just two requests from you. One is I just wanted to apprise you that though most of the attendees who are now participating in this webinar are final year law students and have a fair idea about, though not a total idea and a complete picture, but yes, they do have a fair idea about what ADR, Alternative Dispute Resolution, stands for, because it is a part of their curriculum in this current semester itself. But still, I would request you to spend 5 minutes, if not more, on basically apprising them as to what is the proper scope of this presentation of yours, and particularly focusing on, say, what is their what they could perhaps do in order to pursue this career-wise, and what is the scope of their career progression in this particular field of ADR. So with this request, it's all over to you. Over to you, Iram.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sunanda. And first of all, I would like to thanks Dr. Sunanda, Dr. Alok, and Sarabjit Kaur ma'am for initiating this kind of webinar and giving me the opportunity to interact with the students. So because this is my the favorite thing to interact with the students, as Sunanda ma'am, you know. And
yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So a little bit about me, that I am practicing in court, and I am in arbitration and mediation both, and I am into the training itself. So today we are here to discuss about the ADR. And those who are attendees, I could see few who has attended my lectures earlier, like Lakshay is here, and I could see some few names also. So welcome all the participants. See, I can understand your pain that how you could come to attend the webinars and you have to listen all the presentations and all. But believe me, today I'm not going to give you any kind of lecture, any kind of presentation, but totally it would be an interactive session for you. Kavita, Dr. Kavita, Dr. Ravina, okay. So it would be completely an interactive session and my own hand experience that how I evolved myself into this profession and from where to see. I remember that from another center, I think North Campus. I think Sunanda ma'am, it was the North Campus.
Yes, North Campus.
The North Campus. I remember few students who keep on sending me their feedbacks like Khushbu, Lakshay,
Right.
and Altaf, and Bisht, this one boy, Deepak Bisht. And see, these students, they wrote something like, ma'am, from Aligarh to Harvard. They said something like that. So why I am telling you about something about myself, that see, I'll come in later to that, but see, all of you want to go to different fields. See, somebody wants to go to the judiciary, somebody wants to pursue higher education, somebody wants to go for the litigation, and see, it's up to you which career you want to adopt. Because for me, if you want to take from me, it will be your own dream or your own passion which you have to chase. If you start chasing your passion, if you start chasing your dreams, believe me that it will not a burden on you, rather you will enjoy it. See, I start my career, and it was like, since I know that all of you who have joined this webinar, you are being present here, it tells me that how much interested you are to build your career after this into area. But believe me, when I myself landed into the law college, it was completely like, I don't want to do law. Really, I don't wish to go for the law profession. I was hating this. And my father was completely on this, that Iram, you have to do this. And for that 3 days, he did not give me food. And I said, okay, if you are not going to give me food, I will also not going to have food. And I'll pursue economics graduation. But my father was completely onto this, and no, you have to go for this and you have to do law. Then one day I faint, and then I had no choice. As you know, that no alternative for me. Now you have the alternative dispute resolution, but that time it was not there. So I had to opt my father's thing, and I landed into this profession. And believe me, after that, I'm thankful to my father so far that, like, why I'm into this profession. It's been like complete life-changing game for me, completely life-changing. And even see, after completing law, see, at that time, social media was not so much, improved, and it was not so common. And where we were used to do, like, wherever we feel ke hum log ko aisa karna chahiye, we do pursue like that only. Ke seniors ne aisa kiya hai, we have to do like that. There was no mentor, nobody who can guide you like that. So now you are having a network on the LinkedIn and everywhere, so you can do things very easily. But that time it was very difficult. So I still remember that I have my mark sheet only in my hand. And see, I was a topper, so I was having my mark sheet, and I was very this thing that I am a topper and I can do anything when I'll go in the litigation field and all. And I was having my mark sheet in my hand, and I went to the chamber and I said, and I entered into the chamber and I said, see, I want to practice here in Delhi High Court, and this is my mark sheet. That's it. And the senior which I got, fortunately, she was standing counsel for GNCP that time, and she was very generous, and she laughed and smiled, and she took my mark sheet from my hand and she said, okay, come from tomorrow. And that's how I started my career into the practice. And see, after doing into that, I took all the responsibilities. I was very happy in taking care of entire work of the court work and all, even the clerical work also. I started doing that. And I was reading the reported judgment. I was going to the library. I do lots of research work and all. And after seeing my dedication, it was like, I'm very lucky that my work has been recognized and acknowledged even by the judges. And in 3 years of my practice, I got first arbitration as an arbitrator. And
Wow.
everybody was surprised, including me, that how I could be an arbitrator in 3 years of practice. And then it will be a lead for me. From there, I completely changed and focus on ADR practice. And one incident which completely changed into me to having a love for mediation is that since my senior was also very instrumental in setting up a center in Delhi High Court. So I was very much instrumental in that, and I was helping him a lot throughout the time. So I was also lucky enough to go into the mediation profession, and I was also empaneled into the mediation Delhi High Court. So there I was doing one case, and that is the case where the husband, he was husband and wife, they both married, and husband don't want to stay with his wife, and he want to have a divorce. During that time, he filed a divorce petition, and that divorce petition, he got divorced. After that, wife challenged that. Wife filed an appeal against that order of divorce. Anybody can guess, Dr. Alok, Dr. Sunanda, that how much time it will be like to decide that appeal? Can you guess?
It can take very long, a lifetime.
Can you guess a number?
I don't know. 5 years?
5 years. Okay. See, I was a mediator in this case, and this case came before me. It was 25 years.
Oh my.
To decide this appeal. Yes, 25 years. And I was a mediator. And the time when they got separated, the kids were 1 year or 2 years. And when they, now it is the time when kids, the children, they bring their mother before me. That is the time. And the husband was suffering from cancer. And he was in the last stage of cancer. And he said, ma'am, only the thing which I want from this mediation is that I don't want to die as his husband, as her husband. This is my wish. And the mediation took place within, I think, within 4 or 5 sessions, everything was finalized, and we come for a settlement agreement. So that was the case which completely changed my psychology and completely make me. It was a complete, change of the abduction from this place to that place, and I started practicing mediation and ADR more because it's time effective, it's cost effective, and it's more it gives you a win-win solution. So I thought that the person who is suffering for 25 years and his last wish is to die not as a husband of this lady, and he is not getting this from the court. So the thing, and he got this in 3 days. So I found that it is really very helpful for the others also. And if I start practicing and focusing into this, so that is how I started and understand the importance of ADR. As I told you that nobody was there to tell me about it. So a little bit going into the detail, I will tell you a little bit about the concept of ADR and history of, as if you know, Dr. Sunanda, that should I go into the detail of arbitration history or should I tell about the careers prospects?
I think it would be better, or it would be rather time saving if you just proceed with the career prospects. And
Okay.
if there is a need, we can just fill in the gaps with more information. Yeah.
Okay. So the problem is in arbitration and this Conciliation Act is that the people who are making this law, who are the person who are sitting there, who are drafting in the drafting committee and all, they are not in the domain expert. They are not expert in arbitration and mediation. This is the problem with the entire law. See, we are seeing so much of changes in the law. Like earlier we are having 1940 Act, then we are having 1996 Act. Then after that, in 1996 Act, we are having the amendments, like 2015 amendments, then 2019 amendments. And still now, the 2019 amendment is also not sufficient and efficient. See, recently, there is a committee which was held in Mumbai in January, And I was also there. They called us for making the recommendation on the 2019 amendments, because they feel there are certain amendments, certain procedure that may create further problem, like the qualification of arbitrator. If you talk about the qualification of arbitrator, that may create certain problem, because they talks about 10 years of practice.
Right.
And suppose the claim is of a small amount. Suppose let's talk about 2 lakhs of claim or 3 lakhs of claim. They want to go for the arbitration. And the person who are having 10 years of practice, will they agree for to arbitrate? And what would be the fee? So there are so many issues. So the parliament has formed a committee of the 17 parliamentarians, and they are talking about this, talking about more about 2019 amendment. And I was also there, and we make a recommendation that there should be a consolidated law on complete ADR. It should not be a bifurcation like conciliation and arbitration conciliation here, and the mediation should be a separate thing. It should be, there should be a consolidated act, and they liked it very much. And see, the president of IIM, he is also working on that, and we are working on the act itself for the mediation. So let's talk about the career prospects. That what all the careers you people can go, and you people after completing your law, how you can improve upon, and how can you be excel into the ADR thing. What all the things which you require, and what are the career options. So today my talk will be into the different segment. First, we will talk about what all the careers available for you. Secondly, how you can increase your network into this field. Thirdly, like what all the technologies you should use. And fourth, what all the skill sets you require for that. And what are the duties of the colleges performing you to be in this field. So many of you can go for the LLM, for the higher education, and you can opt the ADR, like suppose Pepperdine University, that is good in providing the conflict resolution, that is STOS dispute resolution. Glasgow, there is also a very good university, and they are having very good training modules in LLM. And even in the London, there are very good masters in arbitration and mediation. And recently I was having a talk with the person who has done this arbitration conciliation LLM from Queen's College, London. So you can go abroad and you can perform your this thing LLM. After that, you can come into the teaching as well, because in ADR we need more teachers and more faculties into that. And you can come from there and you can join it. You can be an arbitrator. You can be a mediator. You can be a counsel, or you can be a lawyer as a mediator, a mediation advocate. You can be a lawyer for as an arbitration, because there are very few lawyers we are having in arbitration so far. If you see how I get so much of recognition. Why? Because handful people are there. If we go in any seminar, if we go in any talk, if we go in any kind of presentation, we see only those people again and again. Same people. Because there are only few people. If you talk about the panel speaker for any of the conference, there will be only few people, they will be there. If you talk about some people who will be there in your college for giving the lectures and all, so there will be only few people. So if you're working on that how to enhance yourself into a mediation lawyer or into a arbitration lawyer, so that will give you a lot of, and believe me, many other students, they come and they ask them how much monetary gain will be there and how much it will be how much it will be attractive. So I must tell you that there was a case in the name of Yocus. So this case was decided, and the award, the amount of the award was $50 billion US. 50 billion US dollar. And how much the claimant's lawyer got? Any guess?
I won't have
$5 billion.
No, 90 million US dollars.
Oh my God.
Yes, 90 million US dollar got by the claimant lawyer, and 35 million US dollar by the respondent lawyer. So if you practice like this, if you are, if you're excellent into your work, money will follow you. It's not like that that people are earning less on this side areas. It is not like that. So it is up to you which field you want to practice, how you want to practice, where you want to practice. So if you enhance your skills into the mediation lawyer or arbitration lawyer, so there is no jurisdiction. You will be liberated from jurisdiction and you will start your practice internationally. Why and how, that we will be discussing when we will discuss detail in the lawyer, this thing. And you can be in-house counsel. You can be tribunal secretary these days. The tribunals, arbitration tribunals, they are keeping a secretary. So you could be a tribunal secretary. You could start a law firm, ADR law firm. See, very soon I am going to start it. So you could start a ADR law firm, and you could also start practicing internationally. So I want to start with the lawyer practicing internationally. Because see, this is the only field which gives you free hand or free wings to fly and practice anywhere. How? This we will tell you now. See, because if you start practicing internationally, see, I'll tell you one example. Recently, there was a case, and they were searching about an international lawyer, expert in international law, into the arbitration, the ICC mediation. It was an ICC arbitration, and it's very difficult to get an international lawyer into that. Very, very difficult. So why our young lawyers? Why not our young lawyers trained into our international arbitration? Why they should not be explored these opportunities and possibilities there? See, international arbitration, suppose party A belongs to Australia and party B belongs to India, and they are having a dispute. So both of them, they don't want to go for arbitration in India because they say, no, I don't want to start arbitration in India. Rather than I want to start some other jurisdiction. So they can opt, suppose they can opt for the Singapore. Let's have the example. So they will go to the Singapore. So Singapore will be the seat. Seat means the law of lex arbitri, means the law which applicable on that award or on that proceedings or entire proceeding of arbitration. So that will be the seat. So Singapore will be the seat. So you can have any venue. Any venue. Suppose you want to go for the Hong Kong for the arbitration proceeding, you can go. That will be the venue. If you want to go for the arbitration for example, Malaysia, that would be the, you can go. So anywhere you can go. And after that agreement comes out, then you can enforce that agreement anywhere in the world who are the signatory to New York Convention. See, this is the thing which arbitration provides you. Only arbitration provides you. Suppose if you talk about the CPC, section 13 talks about the reciprocity of judgment. So if suppose, but we are having very few countries this treaty that there will be enforcement of judgment. Very few. But see, talk about the arbitration, and 70% disputes are of commercial disputes in nature, and they are being decided through arbitration. And in US, 99% of cases are going for ADR and 1% for the tribe. So in India also, we are changing our mode, and most of the cases I see that now the clause for the dispute resolution people adopt for arbitration and for mediation. So suppose how many countries in India? Like 197 countries, sorry, in the world, 197 countries. And out of that, how many countries has signed this Singapore Convention? Any idea? 164 countries have signed this New York Convention. So after signing New York Convention, 30 countries are left. So that is not an issue for you. But you are having 164 countries in your hand to enforce that award. Suppose a person who is having his property in another country, if you want to execute your award in that country, you can go and execute it easily. So that is how arbitration provides you free hand to practice internationally. And now the case same into the mediation. 7th of August 2019, Singapore has passed a convention. This United Nations has passed a convention. That is Singapore Convention. That is about the mediation. The same effect that you can enforce the settlement agreement in all the countries who are signatory to this convention. So far 54 countries has their lesser number because it's only 2019 convention. So 54 countries itself is a good number. Those who has the signatory to the Singapore Convention. So suppose if you start practicing either into the mediation law or into the arbitration law, and you have an international cases, so you have no limit. And believe me, see, the time when I start my career, and I was not having any godfather into this profession. I was not having any person who can tell me that, Kiran, you have to start from here. Because the thumb rule is, the earliest is the better. See, I landed up into the civil practice and I started my career there. And after some time, see, I was lucky. See, everybody asks me how you into this profession. So I always say that this profession chooses me. I did not choose this profession. So when arbitration and mediation, they come in a platter towards me, then I accepted that. So that was a change for me, and I found that I am so much attached with the mediation and I have a passion for that, and that brings me and that gives me an extra edge over everybody. And if you see a profile in India of anybody, either he will be expert into arbitration or either he will be expert into mediation, but I am doing expertise in both. See, I am the member of Chartered Institute of Arbitration, and for that I have passed exams, and that is a very reputed membership. I'll tell you later about how to get these memberships, because you are a student, it will be free for you. So, and I am a certified first female in India. So if you talk about these certification and all these things, because you have to be into this and be there, and see, you have to do your best. Nobody else come to give you things like this. You have to do that, and you have to do that for yourself. So you have to be self-motivated. That is why I am saying that you have to pursue. Today I am here to tell you about ADIA because I find it very attractive and I am successful into that. So I am telling you about this. But maybe you want to become a judge. You want to be, so pursue whatever you want. Pursue that. But it should be your dream. It should be your passion. Do it completely with your full heart. And take it from me that you will be the best into that. Take it from me. So this is what the practical aspect is. And now, how about the arbitrator? How you can become an arbitrator and a mediator? See, after the 2019 amendment, there is a bar on that you should have 10 years of practice. But that is under consideration. And I don't think that it will go, because there are so many things so many type of cases which requires less expertise. So I think the 10 years will again go for the further amendment. So you should not feel disheartened about it, and this will be taken care. And talk about the mediation. So if you want to become a mediator into the court annex mediation, see, there are two types of mediation. One is the court annex mediation. Another is the private mediation. So if you join any institute and if you get an accreditation, then you can start mediation then and there as a private mediator. But if you talk about the court annex, that I am doing the mediation in the court for last 10 years. So if you talk about that, for that you need to wait for 10 years because the requirement is again 10 years for the mediation. But that's why I'm saying that the mediation lawyer, the mediation advocacy, and the arbitration lawyer, that is something which we required a lot. And see, I say many times that I am into this profession and I want to change the things and all, but it's really, really difficult. Really difficult.
Iram, if I may briefly just interrupt you here and request you to perhaps give the students some practical tips about how to become, as per your suggestions, how to excel or how to find a foothold into becoming an arbitration lawyer or a mediation advocate.
Yeah, thank you, Sunanda. Yes, I'm coming to that only. And see, that's what I was telling you, that I divided this presentation into different segments. So the another segment is what all the things you required or you need to do that. So first and the foremost thing which you require is the basic knowledge about the subject. And the basic knowledge about the subject, you can get the arbitration knowledge about the Arbitration Act, domestic knowledge. And beside that, you should be knowing about different laws. And for that, you need to go for the internships. So the kind of internships, how to internships and where, this is what I'm going to discuss about it. So the internships are very important for you, and I'm completely I am very confirmed that you must be going for the different internships, and you must be going to the court also in your break. So but here, when you want to start practice in ADR, so you have to join a lawyer, that is who is having a practice into the arbitration. So you should join a lawyer who is having practice in arbitration, and you can also do internships in centers like Delhi High Court International Arbitration Center. They are also providing the platform for juniors for come and intern. So even they are also I think 1 year or 2 years, they are also giving the this internships for 1 year or 2 years for some minimum. I think some remunerations is also there. So they have been appointing the legal counsels for arbitration, something like that. So because when I'm an arbitrator in Delhi High Court also, so when I'm going there, so one lawyer or two lawyer, they're assisting me. So they are on an internship basis. So you can go and you can join the Delhi High Court International Arbitration Center. Same way, you can also join Nani Palkiwala. That is also a very famous arbitration center that is on the Barakamba Road. You can go and have your internship over there. And I am, as you know, that's Indian Institute of Arbitration and Mediation. I am heading that center in, that is my own center in Delhi in Greater Kailash. You can also join that. And many students, they come, and many students are now, they want to join online training over there. So that can be also done, because you will be associated with the kind of work of arbitration knowledge and mediation skills as well. And many times when the students come with me and I'm having a chance to get them to the Delhi High Court Arbitration Center when I'm doing my arbitration cases there. And I also, they also come and sit in the arbitration proceeding, which is holding in my own center. So that is an opportunity for you. That is how you can be into this internships and all. And one thing which is very important, that don't forget that CPC is not applicable here. CPC is not applicable in evidence law, is not applicable in arbitration. But even then, it is very important to know, because suppose if you are practicing into the arbitration side, so you cannot say that I don't want to learn the court practices and all and the court tactics, because that will be an integral part. Suppose if you want to have an interim order, you want to get an interim order, that only you can get from the court. If you want to execute your award, for that again you have to go to the court. So for that you need to know the nuances of the court, the practice of the court as well. So that will be very helpful for you. So for that you should not avoid the legal this thing, or the person who is litigation this thing. You have to go for the court also for your internships. So this is how the internships things is there. Then you should participate in the moot competition. See, there are many moot competitions which are organizing by domestically and all in India. But I'll suggest you to go abroad. Why? Because you will be having a lot of network over there. See, let's example of ICC Paris mediation competition. That is the best competition for entire world, and you will not believe that moreover 300 teams are coming every year, and all the professionals who are into the mediation and into the arbitration, they come to judge the competitions, and it seems to be like all the stars on the earth. From the different culture, you will learn different cultures, and the kind of network you will get, I am telling you, that you will not get anywhere in this field, because this field, it will work only on the network. See, more than your work, network will be helpful for you. So it is a saying that more than your work, network will work for you. So that is how I built myself, and I started going into this moot competitions, and I am judging the Paris, this ICC mediation Paris competition for last 2 years. And from there, I got the kind of connections you won't believe. And even I have seen the students, last year, the students who were the participation, who did the participation, who came there as a participant. This time they came as a coach. And next year, inshallah, they will be coming as a judge. And the kind of connections they are making, that is something which is, which we cannot get sitting into the classroom, or which we cannot get here in Delhi or here anywhere in India. Let's talk about the arbitration moot competition. That is the Viz East moot competition. Every year it's held in Hong Kong, and the Viz Vienna. That is the best competition for the arbitration, international competition. And I don't think in India we are having this kind of competition, international competition so far. We don't have. And the kind of connections you will be getting there, all the arbitrators from entire world, not a single arbitrator will not be there. Everyone will be there. And I was also going to the Hong Kong and and I was the only one from India who had chaired the session so far, because that is like students who are coming over there and they will be participating. So there will be a judge who are sitting there, are 3 arbitral panel. So 3 judges who are sitting there. And I was the only female from India who had judged this competition as a chair. I chaired the session. And the connection I am getting from there, even with the students, you won't believe that. I still remember 2-3 students, one from Nalsa, another from NLU Jodhpur. The students, they are connected with me so far. And see, the person, he went for the Dubai for internship, even to the Dubai International Law for arbitration. He went there. He went to, now he's trying to go to Korea Arbitration Center, but this, due to the COVID, the thing is not possible for him. So this is the thing which you will be getting. This is a different insight you will be getting from participating into this move. It will not only excel you in your research work or in your oratory skills or into your presentation skills, but or to prepare your case, to prepare the memoranda. So you will have to research a lot, but it will also help you to make a kind of network nationally and internationally with the mediator among the students. And I have seen the few of the students who have participated there, the kind of network they are coming up. And then after that, they have made their own law firms. They have made their own kind of, startups. So you should participate. And I'm also I'm coaching few of the students for the Vienna. I coached one team for the Vienna. So these are the things you can do. Another thing is find a mentor. It is very, very, very important. Please underline that. Find a mentor, because you will not get any people in here to give you insight or to give you a way for ahead and to tell you about how to proceed ahead and how to sell into this thing. So only with the experiences of others you will learn into this thing. See, I have made my own way. If somebody would have been there, then it will be very easier for me to imitate that person. But for you, I am telling you that please find a mediator, find a mentor. And for that, see, one thing you should do today, everybody should have a LinkedIn account. That is very important for you. You should have a LinkedIn account and try to search the people of your own choices, like where you have an interest. Try to search those kind of people and have a network, because that will give you an edge over others. So try to build a network, try to have a mentor. And after that, what kind of things you have to read, the books and the things. So I'll recommend you to read Justice A.P. Shah's report on arbitration and mediation, Justice A.P. Shah's report 2015. I'll recommend you and I'll suggest you to read that, because the genesis of 2015 amendment of Arbitration Act is lying in that report. Because in that report, the recommendation has been made, considering that the amendment has affected, and 2015 amendment is completely very, very effective and very important for us. It is really very effective. Second report, Justice B.N. Krishnan report. That report is also very important, and based on that recommendation made in that report, 2019 amendment has affected. Because Justice B.N. Krishnan, he talks about ICA, Indian Council of Arbitration. And 2019 amendment we have formed with an ICA, that is International Council of Arbitration. Now entire arbitration work will come under ICA. All the centers, all the institutions, they will come under ICA. And ICA will grade the institutions. So this report is also important. You should read this report. This is Justice B.N. Krishnan report. Third thing is unilateral model law. As everybody, since you are into the law final year and you all are aware about the arbitration, so you must be knowing that all the sections of our Arbitration Act is being a good copy cut paste of model law,
Right.
unilateral model law. All the section wise, if you say section 18, section 16, competence, all the things are completely even one by one, section to section. You can see here article and here is the section. That is the only difference. Otherwise, it's a good copy cut paste. And if we are not having any article or any section similar to the unilateral, then that is the copy of English Arbitration Act. So our 1996 Act is the copy of is the combination of English Arbitration Act and unilateral law. So unilateral model law you should read, and you can go to the website unilateral.org and you can read them on this, and you can read the rules also, our unilateral rules. That is very important. You should read that if you want to have an edge over this in this. You should read that. And there are different organizations, international, like Hong Kong International Arbitration Center, like Singapore International Arbitration Center. So they are having very beautiful rules, these organizations. You should go through these rules also. And it talks about the soft law, like IBA guidelines. That is very, very important for you. You should read it. See, these are the things which you should read. I'm not saying that you should remember and you should read it, but have a glance over it and go through it so that you should remember. See, as I told you recently, the competition of Bismuth. So the IBA guidelines. IBA guidelines is we don't follow Evidence Act. So, but in IBA guidelines, they let down the rules for conducting their evidence, how to conduct an evidence. That is there in arbitration, then IBA guidelines. And IBA guidelines also talks about the conflict of interest. Suppose arbitrator who is having an interest in one party, and how to find out there are certain waivers list, there are certain orange list, green list, and all these kind of things. We have to read that. This year, Biz East Move competition, they are having a problem, and they are having the one problem and one issue pertaining to these IBA guidelines relating to conflict of interest. And that is how, see, that is why I told you that you could participate in these kind of moves, because every year you will come to know one or two issues internationally you will deal, and you will come to know international aspect of those things, those laws. So these are the things. And now books. Which are the books which I recommend for you? Like there is a book, Redfern Hunter. Redfern Hunter is a beautiful book. Even if you see, I prefer in my college days also to read different kind of books. And even when I used to write my exams, I used to quote the book's name with the page numbers. That was the thing I used to do. I still remember. And sometimes तो ऐसे ही बस डाल देते थे पेज नंबर कोई सा भी, but हाँ books का नाम सही होता था. Sometimes I used to create the page numbers also. So you have to be very particular that, see, at this stage you are in the habit of reading. Since you will be out from the college, then it will be very difficult for you to get good books and read all these kind of things, because you will be so much of things. You will be completely preoccupied. So Redfern Hunter in the arbitration, this is a very good book. And Gary B. Bond. Read him. And if you want to read in domestic, then Markanda. Markanda is very good. And my most favorite thing, and I'll send the link to Sunanda ma'am to you also. This book is with me online. So I'll send you the link on the WhatsApp, so you can share with all the attendees, so that they will be having the printout of this. This is the book which is published in Cambridge University. And it is beautiful piece on the arbitration. and it's Margaret L. Moses. Margaret L. Moses. This is the book. And I am having the link of this book. I'll share the e-link of this book with you.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So these are the few books.
If I may again interrupt,
Yes.
because I missed it out in the beginning. I should have actually apprised the viewers and the listeners about this, with something that I'm about to tell in the beginning itself, and that is that Iram, when I say that she is a very well accomplished arbitrator and mediator, she is a multifaceted personality also, because she has co-authored a book herself, and that is Landmark Cases on Mediation and Arbitration. So that is also a good book that you should perhaps get your hands on.
I don't want to quote my own books, otherwise there is a book for mediation also. Yeah. So these are the good books which you can go to, and after that, see what all the memberships which are free for you being a student, and which you can go through with the organizations. One is SIAC, Singapore International Arbitration Center. So why SIAC is an organization which is perhaps free for the students, and if you start getting membership from there, then you will be getting journals or magazines or the kind of, the competitions they are holding for the students. So that is the beautiful platform for the student to become the member of them. Please become the member of these organizations which I am going to tell you. These all are the international organizations. So why SIAC, Young Singapore International Arbitration Center? It is free for students, and they are providing the opportunity for internships also. Because I have given so many recommendations to few students who want to go there. Second thing is LCI, London Court of International Arbitration. You can become the member. They will call you there to judge the competitions, and lots of opportunities. They are keep on doing things very regularly, very active organization. LCI, London Court of International Arbitration. AIAC. This is an organization based in Malaysia that is also free for students, and they are doing one day seminar, 2-day seminar, online webinars. So you can excel yourself and you can make a network over there. So this is also, then again, ICCYF. ICCYF is for the young people. I'll share the links, Sunanda ma'am, all the links with you, because yes. I'm having these links with me. And if you share these links with the student, they need not to do anything. They need not to search anywhere. They just click and they can fill the form, and they will become the member. And that will be the lifetime membership. And one thing is very good in ICC, they are appointing the regional head also among the students. And they will be getting lots of benefit if they will let down into this profession before 40. Lots of benefit before 40. And another organization is my favorite one is CR, Chartered Institute of Arbitration and Mediation. Everybody knows it. See, for students, they're running a program for YPG. So you can be a member, you can be a regional director, you can be associate with the seniors in this, and you can get lots of opportunity. They are having different kind of competitions like award writing competitions and essay writing competitions, article writing, so many things. You can participate over there. You can have your account over there. They are having their website and you can have your account. And Chartered Institute of Arbitration and Mediation, see, I have cleared 2 modules, like module 1 ACR, module 2 MCR. So far now I am an MCR. And having MCR as a prefix in my name. After that, I don't require any kind of introduction from anybody that I'm into arbitration. And the highest thing is FCR. See, in India, they are not conducting the exam for FCR. That exam is, I'm stuck for that. So if FCR is written as a suffix in front of your name, then you don't require an introduction from anybody that you are master in arbitration, international laws. Yeah. So for me, this is the organization which is having lots of credibility internationally. And once you are associated with these kind of organization, definitely you will be excel into your career. And when we are talking about these things, how can we leave the technology? The technology is the thing. See, now everything after COVID changed. Now you know that now instead of having me in the college, see, Dr. Sunanda, we have organized a lecture.
Yes.
Yeah, we have organized a lecture 25th of March.
Yes.
Yeah, and that has to be cancelled, and I cannot join that. And see, now we are having a webinar, and it's so easy because of this technology. So technology is changing, and believe me, if you will not expert in all this technology, then the people from the IT department or from other people, they will take the opportunity from your hand. So let's take the example of the documents or the contracts. Earlier, only the lawyer who used to draft the contract, who used to prepare these documents. Now, everywhere you will find a shop who will make this kind of documents, who will draft the contract for you, who will give you a lease deed or a sale deed, lease deed, this kind of rent agreement. Why? Because we are not concerned about it, and the other people who are sitting like that, they are starting making on that. Suppose if we will not completely into the technology, and if we leave it for one way or another way, or for one reason or another reason, the people who are sitting on the higher end or who are expert into technology, they will take opportunity from your hand. Take it from me. They will take your opportunity. So being a young lawyer, now things are changing. You have to be very technological savvy. And see, if you see the future, I can tell you that in a year or two, there will be a multidisciplinary partnership law firms. So far, what is the problem that we cannot have an IT member into a law firm partner? Only a CA can be allowed as a partner in the law firm by the Bar Council of India. But in different nations, in different countries, it is allowed. So suppose if I am having one person from the IT as a partner, another person is from ADR as a partner, another person from different multiple fields as a partner, then multiple disciplinary partnership firms will be the future. And that is how we will grow. And there will be the smart contract or the smart agreement or the smart award. How and why? Because the problem is not adjudication. Adjudication is not the problem. Problem is the execution. Where we are fail. We fail in executing the awards, executing the orders, the court. That is why we are lacking for the justice delivery. So if what I'm talking about, the smart technology or the smart agreement or the smart mediation settlement agreement or a smart contract, that will be, the technology will be so high that suppose there will be a performance of the bank guarantee, invoking of the bank guarantee there. That will happen on its own. The contract will take care of it. It will happen on its own. If this much amount has to be deducted, it will deduct on this date automatically. Once the smart contract will be there, smart contract will take care of everything. It will be in encoding form. The terms will be in the encoding forms, and once that the date of that terms will be there, that thing will be happening on its own. Suppose if there is a settlement agreement, mediation. Suppose that example of a mediation settlement agreement is there, and the party A has to pay party B this much of amount on this date. That contract, if it is an agreement, smart agreement, then it will happen on its own. You need not to go for the execution. It will happen by the agreement. It will happen by the contract. So there is a time when you will be having this kind of opportunity, this kind of things you have to see. And if you are not aware with the technology, then the people who are sitting in the IT, they will be having this kind of firms who will take care of this kind of contracts, who will frame or draft this kind of agreements. And now see, we will be depending on them for the execution and for the implementation of our laws. So for that, you should be very smart into technology. That is the important thing. Lastly, I am winding up with a few things like suppose if you, like me, I am having arbitration exposure also. Even then, I am very much keen into mediation because that is my passion somehow. And I am training into arbitration and I'm judging into that, and I'm doing online mediations and all. So for that, if suppose out of your so many participants are there, if anybody is also interested in that, so for that, you have to go for 40 hours training. That is mandatory, the Supreme Court. So you have to go for the 40 hours training, and for that you have to take the accreditation. And after that, suppose let's talk about if you want to practice internationally. So JAMS is an organization that is in New York. So JAMS is an organization which provides the fellowships. So, and that is good for you. Suppose today, if I want to go there and I want to join there, they will not allow me because they only allow the people who are naive into that, who are not trained mediators. So if you want to go there, you can join there. They will give you a platform. They will give you a project, and they will also train you. They will give you lots of cases, and based on your performance, they will also allocate more cases to you. And after that, you can come back to India and you can start your practice. And you will be called as a GEMS fellow. So that is something very reputable and very important. And internationally, GEMS are having very good scope. So you can also join the GEMS as a fellowship. You can join IIM training programs. And see, I've trained from Harvard also in the advanced mediation skills. So from here to Harvard, trainings are same. But what makes you different is a passion. That makes you different. And see, now I am also adopting villages, and I'm trying to make the villages as a dispute-free village. Because see, for me, in ADR, it's not only the thing is we are beside the social justice or the delivery justice. We are building people. And see, I have done lots of things, and I feel that when I could do, why not you as a young lawyer? Because you have been placed better than me. You are placed in Delhi. You are placed in better university. You are with most able and intelligent faculties. So why not you? When I can do it, why not you? Why can't you? I am the first generation lawyer. Nobody knows कि लॉ में होता क्या है. मुझे कभी नहीं पता था लॉ में होता क्या है. तो जब मैं कर सकती हूँ तो why can't you? And I told you that it's really, really very difficult to get your name and fame into this field because there's a lots of people every year. How many students pass out from different universities? You know it better than me. But for Excel things, see, internship is the thing. MOOC is the thing, knowing the skills and all is the thing, everything but what makes you different is the way to take the things in your own way. And you should be having a reason for this. Everybody should be having a why. A big why you should be having. Because a why can give you that opportunity to excel into any field. I was having a why. Why I want to excel into this field, I was having a very big why with me, my father. Yeah, my father. He was a big why for me. So everybody, you have to find out why you are here, why you are into this profession, and what is your demand. See, don't be a number, just a number. Be an example and exception. Don't be a general rule, be an exception. This is what I feel to say, and I am Sunanda ma'am, I am ending with one beautiful story. That is a story which I really personally like it a lot.
Please.
And that is like a father and a boy. And the boy was not having his mother. And mother जो थी वो बहुत बचपन में ही बच्चे को छोड़ के उनकी death हो गई थी. So father was pampering him a lot. He never scolded mother, this boy, and never scolded. And he always pamper him. He always take care of all his requirements, all his wishes on his own. And one day the child was playing. He was around 7 years of age, 7 to 8. He was playing. So he was having a map, world map in his hand. And he torn that map. Usko usne फाड़ दिया map को. And father got so much irritated. He came and he slapped the boy. The first time he got a slap from his father. And he was completely astonished and flabbergasted. भैया मेरे पापा ने मुझे क्यों मारा? कभी नहीं मारा था मुझे. आज कैसे मार दिया? So he was crying and more than he was into shock. And father said, see, I will come back. And by that time, this map I want in the original position. In the same way, in the same order. I'm going out. And the way he came, he saw and he found the map completely in the same position, in the same order. The father was shocked. And he said, come here, how you do it, how you did it. Then he said, he was silent. Then father said, do you know the geographical locations? He said, no. Do you know which country, places in the world map, which place, where and how it is to be? No. Do you read geography in your subject? No. Then आपने ये कैसे कर दिया? So the answer which the child gave, बच्चे ने कहा कि पापा इस मैप के पीछे ना बहुत सारे फेसेस थे, मैंने सिर्फ उन फेस को एक साथ किया एंड वर्ल्ड अपने आप कंप्लीट हो गया. एंड whenever I tell this story I got goosebumps always. See, we have to build people and we are here in this profession to build the people. Not only, see, this is the very noble profession and it expects a lot from you. So this is the same way we are building people. जब हम people build करते हैं तो nation अपने आप बन जाता है. So that is what I am doing and I learned a lot from my experiences. And I am here for you, all the students who are attending here and those who are not attended for some reasons also. But whenever you feel any difficulty in your life, in ADR career, whenever you find anything and you need, a mentor or a elder sister, whatever it is, I am always there. This is what I can say.
That's such a gracious offer, Iram. And to the students and the attendees, I must say it's a golden opportunity. You should jump at it. Yeah,
no,
so,
because they deserve because see Sunanda, because हम लोगों ने भी वो चीज झेली है जहाँ से हम लोगों को जरूरत हुई है, और just because of some good people in our life we are here,
right?
So we should be like I'm telling the story that we have to build the people. So I am also building students. अगर उनको कुछ जरूरत पड़ती है तो I am always here for them, always.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for saying that. So nice of you. So time for some questions. I have a few questions. So let me just run you through those. So the first question is, briefly tell us about the arbitration history. It would be helpful. So I believe,
Nanda, I think we should discuss about it little bit.
Okay, perhaps we can spend 5 minutes on it.
Yeah, not more than 5 minutes. Yeah. See what happened that even before any act, CPC and all. So before British rule, we were having the panchayat system. So panchayat system itself is it talks about an arbitration, because at that time when any dispute happened, any commercial dispute happened, so we used to go to Mahajans that time. So they used to deal with all these kind of disputes. After that, there are like, I tell you that we are the good in copy, cut, paste work. So 1899, English Arbitration Act was there. So we completely copied that act, 1899. But that act was not completely useful, or it will not been applicable in entire India, but it was applicable into the presidencies like Calcutta, Madras, Bombay, in different places. So after that, then in 1934, our English Arbitration Act, again they come up with 1934. Then in India, we also copy the same and we come up with 1940 Act. But 1940 Act was the first time it was a conclusive. Before that, 1908, we were having the CPC and all. But CPC, we will be having different provision. If we talk about the Industrial Dispute Act, we have different provision for the arbitration and all in one section and another. But there will not be a conclusive act for us. So in 1940, first time we come up with 1940, that act will be a conclusive and much better improvement upon 1899 Act. But there were lots of loopholes. See, I am doing one case and I have been appointed in the last stage at the time of evidence. That case is 28,000 crores. I'm handling that case independently as a lawyer. This is the potential in having become an arbitration lawyer. So I will not tell you my fees, how much I quoted for that. So that case was pending for so many years. Down the line, I think 12 years. And since now I've been there and I tried to wrap it up early, and now I have been, the award has been there. So sometimes it's like in 1948, the timeline was not given. So it keeps on pending for years and years. And when you don't want to do anything, you want to invoke, once you want to waste the time or you don't want to execute the things. So one party invoked the arbitration and it's pending for 10 years, 15 years. I have done the 17 years case also, one case, 17 years. And that has been remanded back to the arbitrator and the arbitrator has become very old now. That time also he was old. Now again. So this happens. You can't help it. So after that, 1996. That is completely, I told you that this is the copy paste of Unicetal Model Law. So once the Unicetal Model Law comes up, we copied that in 1996 and we have this 1996 Act. Again, 1996 Act was not conclusive because it was not drafted keeping in view the condition of India, or it was not commercial friendly as of our culture. So then we need amendments. Then I told you that this AP Shah's report. After that, 2015 amendment comes. 2015 amendment is really very, very helpful for 1996 Act because it gives the timeline to have to complete in 1 year. And suppose the public policy, we were playing lots of things on the public policy. It cut down the public policy ambit. And if you read, I'll tell you that sometimes I say the Nariman Code. The Arbitration Act is nothing but the Nariman Code. After 2012 or 2013, when Justice Nariman, Rohinton Nariman, he started dealing with the arbitration law. He hammered down the law completely. But the court's work is only to interpret, not to legislate. So they cannot legislate. This is the work of the legislator who has to do it as per the condition of India. Because India, we are having lots of potential, lots of stakeholders, lots of disputes into this. But all the dispute, what is happening? All the disputes are exporting to the Singapore, to the Hong Kong. See, we are the very good in having disputes, but we are very good in exporting them. And we are giving the work to Singapore because they are having good and conclusive rules and laws on that. So we fail to that. So in arbitration, English arbitration, if we talk about 1934, 1950, 1975, then 1979, they keep on amending. And we were sitting with 1940 Act. Then we only have a 1996 Act. Then we have Justice after AP Shah's report, 2015 amendment, and Justice B.N. Krishnan's report, 2019 amendment. And even 2019 amendment, we are stuck, and we formed a committee, Parliament has formed a committee, and we are again talking about further amendments.
Okay, so let's take the next question. How to build a network for a young lawyer who seeks to work on international arbitration? I think you have answered that. So
this is Yash. So Yash, I think I have answered your question. There's networking, and all the participants, please have a LinkedIn account today.
Yes. So next question is, what are the specific qualities a young ADR practitioner should look in him or her? Does ADR practice require some specific qualities, if any?
There are lots of qualities if we talk about in the ADR practitioner. If we talk about the mediation, he should be a person, not a single quality on the earth which he should not possess. See, it's a very heavy post, heavy thing. But one thing is there, like I think that there should be an ethical duty. First and foremost, you should have this attribute in you, and that will take you a long way. And you should be honest. You should be a person of integrity. And you should be having, and as a quality, and you should know the few laws like contract, sales of good act, and this TPA. These are the things which you should know, the basic knowledge of arbitration. And the main thing is the person of integrity and honesty. I tell you that this will take you ahead into this international field, because this network is very close network, very close. If you do something good, it will travel very fast. If you do something bad, it will also travel very fast. And believe me, that attitude will not take you to a long way. And this community, they are very intertwined, connected each other. if you do anything wrong, if you do anything unethical, it will be traveling throughout the nation, throughout the network. So be very particular about that, that you should possess some good attributes about it. And Sunanda, I'll discuss one thing. When I was doing my arbitration and I was having 3 years of practice. See, in that case, one party was very mischievous. So they came to me and they wanted to bribe me.
Okay.
Yeah. And they thought that she is very young arbitrator. So she will be she will be carried away. So, and the way they bribed me, it was not only the packet and all, they gave me a very beautiful gold set,
Okay.
gold jewelry set, and they opened it before me. So that sometimes you may tempt to see it.
So that you are lured. Yes.
Yeah. And they opened it before me and they said, you can use it in your marriage. So then I said, see, I'll click a photo and I'll share it with the judges in the High Court. Because that time it was ad hoc arbitration and I was having ad hoc case. And see, if you will fall in trap with this, it will travel very fast. One act, it will travel very fast and completely spoil your entire credibility. So you should keep those credibility and honesty with you all the time. That will pay you.
Okay, so next is, ma'am, please write down the names of the books that you have mentioned. And I believe also the number of institutions and organizations that you have been mentioning. So I think I'll take the links from you as you had suggested.
Okay.
So,
and I'll share the e-link also of that book. That book is very beautiful, very beautiful book.
Right. What else is there? Just a second. So we have one question which says, my question is, if in case I have not chosen international law papers in my LLB course as optional subjects, will it be an impediment if I wish to excel in international arbitration? Can I fix the gap?
Not at all, not at all, not at all. See, when I was in ADR in the subject, it was in a semester, it was for the 6 months, and I did not take it very seriously. And I took it as a paper only. कि भैया पास होना है इसमें, जल्दी से निकाल लो इसको. बिल्कुल भी seriously नहीं लिया था. See, never let. If you don't have this paper now, you could go and train yourself from some good institution under the Arbitration Act, under arbitration law, or for the mediation. There is no late for that. You can do that.
Next is, it is quite clear that the qualification of arbitrator as per the 2019 amendment has not yet been notified. So what's the duration required to be an arbitrator?
No, the qualification is notified.
Yes,
Qualification is,
yes.
that is notified, and that is in 2019 itself.
I also want to ask this question, Neelam, because Justice Jyoti has mentioned that Schedule 8 has not been notified. We have to check it. Justice Jyoti also mentioned that Schedule 8 has not been notified.
Yeah.
So until and unless it is not notified, it will not be a law.
Okay.
So kindly update us on this aspect. I also have this question.
Okay. But I know that it is in the Schedule 8. So,
it is Schedule 8 is there in the Act, but you see the any Act to be implemented.
But entire Act is notified in the Gazette.
No. That is a different. Entire Act, whether it is having Schedule 8 there, so every part has to be notified from the date of the notification. It can be implemented. So the same question I am having, whether Schedule 8 has been notified by the government or not.
See, as far as I know, if you see the Act,
it is there in the Act.
New Act. So when it is in the, yes.
Okay. Now the date of notification, there are different dates. Actually, government has given the 2019 amendment. It is there with the bills. They have published it, but many provisions have been notified from various dates, different dates. And
see,
I had, yes.
See, 19th July 2019 is the date when it ended. It was passed by the Rajya Sabha and by the Lok Sabha 1st of August 2019. This is what I know. And in the Act, if it comes in the gazetted notification, and it will come as in the Act. So far, if we talk about an Act, it is there. So I'll have to check if you are saying that somebody is also disputing it, but I don't think, because recently
Schedule
when
8.
we were
Schedule 8.
recently why I'm saying, because recently when I attended the parliamentary meeting held in Mumbai, So we discussed about it, and we discussed that it should not be there. We discussed about it. So that is how I am very sure that there is no point that entire act should come into force on one date. It will not be there that one part of the act will be in practice now and one part will not be in practice now, because we have discussed in parliamentary meeting in length with the parliamentarians, and we give the suggestion on that it should not be there, that 10 years qualification should not be there. And it is very much in the act. If suppose if something is in the act, how can you stop and how can you tell to the people that, see, this will not be effective and it will be effective post date, but it is there in the act.
I want to give one example. We have Delhi Rent Control Act properly since 1995. It is in very much existence. It is passed by both the houses. It has been signed by the president also. And 1995, I'm talking about, it is 2020. It has not been notified. So it is not implemented in the country till now. So 25 years have passed. After
then if you are saying, then it might be correct.
No, that I'm asking this because I wanted to ask.
Because I know this much, because I discussed this is
maybe.
This was a discussion at length in the committee, in the parliamentarian committee on the amendments, further amendment of 2019 Act. So it was a point which we, not only me, but so many people from the different things, they made the comment on this, that it should not be 10 years, but it should be reduced to that.
Yeah, it should be. It should be.
Okay, so
otherwise, how would I be into this profession for 3 years?
No,
don't worry, you will be there. No issue.
Okay, so next question, perhaps we can move on to the next question, and it is so it is how to contact Iram ma'am for mentorship.
Oh wow!
Would you like to answer that?
Students are very smart.
they have to be. Otherwise, I told na कि उनके लिए उन्हीं को करना है, कोई और नहीं करेगा. And this is the right time, and the thumb rule is the earliest is the best. So how can I write? Can I write?
No, Sunanda ma'am, if you allow, Sunanda can circulate that to the student. If you want, if you allow Sunanda to circulate.
Yeah, even I am writing my email address on the chat, this thing. Otherwise, I am available on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere I am available.
Okay. So, what's the procedure to get FCIAM before the name as a prefix?
Okay. So, who has asked this question?
Paras Chaudhary.
Paras, it is not FCIAM, it is FCR. FCIARB. This is Fellowship for Chartered of Institution Arbitration and Mediation, which is FCR. So that is the service which you will get by giving certain exams. See if you become the member, a young member of this Chartered Institute of Arbitration, this group, then they will be providing online. Recently, they have conducted the introductory exam. So first, there is an introductory exam. For that, you will use ACR service. Then there will be module 2. 2 and 3. For that, you will be giving MCR. That is what I am having, MCR. And after that, there will be the last exam for the award on the award writing. After completing that and clearing that, then you will be using FCR. So by that time, 2 modules have been done in India by the UK people. But the third one, I am waiting for that. It is not being done so far. So that you can do after giving certain exams.
Okay. So next is if somebody has not done internship in the arbitration field, whether it will make any impact on the career.
Yes, it can, because arbitration. So if you see that it's a small act, but itself is very technical, very, very technical, because sometimes if you want to go for international arbitration, which law will be there? See, I told you that in the international law, there will be 3 kinds of laws which will applicable, like the law of governing laws, agreement laws, and the lex arbitration. So for that, you have to be excel in all these 3 laws. And then if some rules will be applicable, that how that rule will be applicable, how to conduct the evidence, how to complete the file, how to keep the record. There are lots of things which you need to know. And I told you as kabhi der nahi hoti, if you start now. So down the line, within a year, you will be complete with all the nuances of the arbitration practice. Suppose how to maintain files, how to keep records, how to collect the evidence, how to complete entire, these things, issues and all. So everything is little bit different from the court procedure. थोड़ा बहुत उससे अलग होता है. तो अगर आप आज भी स्टार्ट कर दोगे तो हो जाएगा. अगर अभी तक नहीं किया है तो यू शुड स्टार्ट इनटू इट नाउ, बिकॉज विदाउट उसके तो आप आर्बिट्रेशन प्रैक्टिस में नहीं कर सकते, बिल्कुल नहीं कर सकते.
Okay. So next question again. So Iram, you are so much in demand. The next question also says, it is from Nikhil Saini, and it says, I do hold a certificate course on arbitration by Advocate Ratan Kumar Singh sir, but Iram ma'am has presented it very beautifully and has cleared every single aspect of ADR. How could we join?
Oh, thank you, Saini.
How could I join an arbitration lawyer, and how can I connect to Iram ma'am?
See, iram.majid adv@gmail.com is my email address. I'm trying to write, but I'm not been able to write here. I do not
That chat has not been, it's not for the students to see. It is for me. So I could see, but not the attendees.
So we can talk.
If you allow Sunanda madam
Yeah.
to circulate it, if you allow her.
Yes.
See, Sunanda, recently I gave a talk in Manipal University in Jaipur. So after having a talk, all the students were there, ma'am, please mentorship kar do. I said, okay, fine. So they make a group. All the students, they created a group and they included me there. And I keep on posting all the things because see, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to build a network of the students. Suppose because I'm keep on traveling everywhere. So मेरे पास जो है हांगकांग के स्टूडेंट्स हैं, रशिया के स्टूडेंट्स हैं और पेरिस के स्टूडेंट्स हैं, फ्रॉम डिफरेंट जगह के. आई एम ट्राइंग टू मेक अ ग्रुप सो दैट एक स्टूडेंट फोरम बन जाए इंटरनेशनल. एंड व्हेनेवर देयर इज समथिंग हैपनिंग देयर, these students should be getting the benefit of that. And if something they are organizing, so those students should also be knowing, and there should be an interactive program interested within the students. आपस में लोग interact करें, that will increase the knowledge also. And one thing which I want to, I forgot to tell about the colleges, what thing colleges should do.
Right.
तो उसके लिए there should be like on the part of college, see what I feel that this kind of webinar that you are organizing, I'm really very grateful and touched with these kind of things that you are doing. So these kind of organizing these webinars or the seminars so that students could experience the things and they could have a chance to meet, with the people who are already into this field. And you should have a fantastic library. Mm-hmm. And in that library, you should be having a top books. And these days there is a blog, Clover is very good platform. Huh?
Yes.
So university should provide these kind of platforms to this thing, and orientation program, which I am talking about, that from different universities to universities, different orientation programs that you have started having these kind of programs. And under one person, or to suppose if you called me and I'll be there, and 2 different orientations are happening within the students. So it could be done, and it will be very helpful for the students to making the network at least domestically.
Right.
So
we'll try and put this suggestion of yours in practice. At least that would be my effort. I can vouch for myself. One question I have, if you would spend 2 minutes on that. You have talked about internships, and you have talked about trainings also. Would you be in a position to suggest to our final year law students any certificate courses that perhaps they can add to their kitty in order to just improve their career prospects in ADR?
Acha. See, yes, definitely. But Sunanda, see, don't take it if I am showcasing my institute. But I am telling you honestly, see, today I am here not to give any lecture, not to give any presentation, only sharing with you my experience. कि जब मुझ जैसी लड़की, say I belong to Aligarh, very small place, वहाँ से उठ के हार्वर्ड तक, और I have attended United Nations conference in Korea, वहाँ तक पहुँच सकती है ADR के लिए. तो आप लोग क्यों नहीं जा सकते? Being a first generation lawyer, with all odds in my life that I attended, I was very firm into my destiny. तो वही चीज है कि जब ट्रेनिंग की बात आती है, when it is about training, see, having basic knowledge, that will be sufficient for you. from here to Harvard. This is why I told you that, because I'm trained in negotiation and diplomatic mediation and mediation advanced from Harvard and from Pepperdine also. From here till there, trainings are same. But what makes different is your commitment, your conviction, and your passion toward them. So training for arbitration you can do from IIM, Indian Institute of Arbitration and Mediation. Why it is important, I tell you why. Because I am one of the trainer there. One thing is there. I am one of the trainer. And second thing is, that is the only training program which will provide you to the skills of how to write an award. Because there is a 3 days program, and we also provide you a 1 day whole completely with how to write an award. And then we are having a panel of arbitrators in Delhi also and Kochi, and and it's a network completely with the interstate arbitrators and from different fields, from different people. And see, arbitration itself is a very wide scheme. See, suppose if you know about the arbitration, then you will be having craving and you will be greedy to know more about arbitration. Then you will be having different like can go to the specialty of that. Suppose some people want to go in investment arbitration, some want to go in the maritime arbitration, some want to go into the construction arbitration. Then further into that, as a domain expert and all expertise, it's a very huge thing, and you should go for training. And another training is you can do for the CR, Chartered Institute of Arbitration and Mediation, CR. CR training is very good. I have attended that training program also, and you see that will completely make you an international practitioner into this field. And another thing is for the mediation. I again suggest you for the IIM training program, because the reason is that training program will give you the QAP for IMI. IMI is International Mediation Institute. It's in Hague. And I am IMI certified. We are having only in India 10 to 12 people who are IMI certified. And I am the first female in India who has been IMI certified mediator. Why? Because IIM is an institute which are having the upgradation to the IMI standard. And IMI standard is the standard practice. Suppose, see, I went for the Paris for ICC mediation competition. They asked for accreditation or certification. Then I said I am IMI certified. That is enough. That is enough for them to understand my level of understanding about the mediation. And FCR, if you are FCR, that is enough for understanding of your arbitration knowledge. That is enough. So that's what I am telling you, that I am practicing in the both side, hand by hand. Why it is important? Because now we are having the MEDA protocol. We are having ARB-MED protocol. We are having ARB-MED protocol. Because Arbitration Act itself says in section 30 that first we go for the settlement of dispute before arbitration. So whenever any case comes before me to arbitrate, because I'm doing arbitration, so I always ask if there is a possibility to go for the for settlement and all. So you can go. Even in one case, they said, "Ma'am, we want to settle this dispute and we want you to mediate in that." I said, "See, it is very difficult for me because suppose if you will be asking me to mediate, and you will share all the confidential information with me, and then suppose if settlement does not happen, then I have to write an award." Right. And based on the knowledge of the confidentiality with me, it may impact, or I may be biased. So, but see, I told you that so much of quality of the mediator that you should not be biased, and you should not be having impact of the confidentiality and all. Then the parties, they says, no, we are very confident with you and we want you to go ahead with that. And I tried mediation, that failed. And then again, I come back to the arbitration. Then at the evidence stage, they said, "Ma'am, we again want to go for the mediation." And now the case is in the mediation process. So anything can happen. So you cannot say that I am an arbitration expert. I don't want to go for the mediation. I am a mediation expert. I don't want to go for the arbitration. Both things go hand by hand, side by side. So you have to be
question. Can I ask a question on this aspect? Can I do these meetings being a member of the faculty? Is it allow me to do these kind of courses? Is it
Madam, आपने ना मेरे दिल की बात छीन ली है. See, my personal thing is that all the faculty should come and be into these training programs, because you are the strength. See, I always say the student are my strength, and student की strength आप हो, ma'am. आप लोग हो.
Is it legally allowed, Sunanda?
Why not?
Can we do?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Okay, okay. So
Absolutely.
definitely, I'll think about it. So
Like-
No, no, don't think. You have to, ma'am.
how many days? How many days you require for this? How many
Dr.
days?
Sunanda, ma'am.
Yes, I'll fill you in on that.
Okay. And this
See-
item is about also this jam. Jam you talked
Jams.
about the gems. Okay, in US. So
Yes.
it is for arbitration and mediation also.
It is on mediation. It is
It is
completely
on
on
mediation.
mediation.
So after doing your training, can we go for this jam? Should
Yes, I'll connect you
we
with
have
these
to
people
go to-
also. I'll connect you,
do
ma'am,
we
with
have
these
to go
gems.
to US for this? Do we have to go to US for this?
No, you if you want to go, you can, but I can connect you with these people because I.
That's nice. That's nice. From here it's okay. And the COVID, nobody wants to go anywhere. Thank
So,
you. Thank
yeah.
you. Thank
No,
you.
seriously, Sunanda ma'am and Sharma ma'am, I seriously say, and this is
Yeah.
the serious thing that the faculty
No, I'm
should
also
be into this.
I'm asking seriously also because I've noted all these certificate courses you have mentioned.
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm
And ma'am, you can take the membership also, even without
Okay.
having the courses and all. You can take the membership of all these organizations. I'll write down. I'll send all the links to Sunanda ma'am. I'll send the
I'll
ebook
share
link
it.
to ma'am.
Yes,
right,
I'll-
right, Iram. I'll keep in touch with you.
And see, if the faculties will be into this, the
Yeah.
students will get a strength, more
Yeah,
of strength.
definitely.
See, Sunanda ma'am, one thing I want to share with the students and with you that with few of the colleges, like I have given the talk with few of the colleges, they were very much impressed with my talk and all. And they want to start an association and organization like with us. So, see, I said, okay, with the teachers and the students, you form a committee. And with that committee, you start running a center. And in that center, see, students will be having experience in their own college, about the
True.
practical experiences. And see, in the Gita Law Institute, if I was there and they said, I was telling them about my Sankalp program. Sankalp is a program which is very near and close to my heart. That is making the villages, the dispute-free village, and empower the people to resolve their own dispute in their own style. See, because they are the people who don't know where to go for small petty issues. So they said, okay, you can adopt a village and we will be with you. So with the help of colleges, even we are into the peace building process, and that is something which is related to community, because I am the person who attached with the communities very much, and I am the person who want to serve the community a lot. I am into in those professions just because of that, into this mediation, just because of that. So I am very much attached into this. If something you could take the level higher of this area, so it's only the students and the teachers who can raise the bar of this profession, of this area completely.
So we are planning, as you are aware, we are planning for something, something along the same lines for our center.
Yeah.
God willing, it will fructify perhaps after COVID, after this COVID fiasco is over. So let's see what we can do about it. So time out, I believe we are 15 minutes over the stipulated time, but all is worth it. All was worth it. Thank you, Iram. Thank you. I cannot thank you enough for this wonderful and very comprehensive presentation.
Thank you so much, Sunanda. And thank you so much, Dr. Alok.
Thank you, Iram, for sparing your precious.
And one thing for a student. And one thing for students, that please karo, tumhi ko karna hai, and you have to do it. And I want to see all of you into international field. And bas.
So yeah, before
You are my strength, and the students are my strength. I must confess it. Students are my strength.
So with this promise that you will be sharing all those links.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
the names
Just
of
now.
all the books, and perhaps your email ID also can be shared with the interested students.
Yeah, email ID and phone number also you can share. And
Okay,
even
perfect.
I'm available on Instagram, Facebook, and this LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, yes.
And one promise from all the students, all the participants, that they should, if they are having they don't have the LinkedIn account, then please create an account.
Yes, that's
Please.
a very practical and useful tip. Yes.
Yeah.
So before I end the meeting for all, I thank the listeners also for the wonderful questions that they have been putting. And it would be great if you all could just visit our Facebook page, that is Law Center One Webinars, and perhaps share the recording of this webinar with all the members who might be interested in benefiting from it. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
जैसे भी share कर लीजिएगा सुनंदा मैम.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Alok.
Thank
Thank
you
you all
very
the
much.
participants.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Namaskar.
Bye.